do I feel good today? What's good, everybody? Welcome in to the Early Edge, your daily sports betting brand of record. We are powered, as always, by the almighty SportsLine, the best value in all sports betting, and it's not even close. As always, before we look forward, we must look back. And last night at the brand, pretty good, except for your boy. I came that close to playing the run line at minus 160, but then one of our cappers came in my head, and I said, no, I'm not going to do that, and I should have done that. But M squared, boom, Johnny B, boom, Zach Attack, you know it. Maestro, no problem. Let's not sweat that one all the way late in the AB3. Really good day at the brand. So, on a Tuesday, when we really need to push forward, and other shows and other brands are starting to taper off, not here at the Early Edge. Let's bring in the stars of the show. Look who I have today. Are you kidding? Stop it. Stop it. Oh, now we have Champions League today on Paramount Plus, the first of two second leg games. So I've got to, out of respect for that, say, ladies and gentlemen, live from just south of London, England. Are you kidding me? Martin W. Green, the guru. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Coach. Thank you so much for having me on again. Yeah, it's a huge week with the Champions League. We have the second leg of the semi-finals, so two huge games. Whoever prevails will make it through to the final, which is the biggest match in all of club soccer. Man City and Liverpool both leading on aggregate, but there's all still to play for. So I'm excited to break down those games with you. And I'm also delighted by this comment that we've just had on our Champions League show over on YouTube, saying the sportsman soccer hooligans paid my mortgage and funded my Mother's Day shopping this weekend. So Alex Marsh is thanking us from his wife, his mother, and his mother-in-law. So happy to oblige there, Alex. Hope we can keep it going this week.
3 thank yous, all in one.
There you go.
Martin, if I haven't taught you nothing else, it's how to tease forward to a show. Yeah, if you want that Champions League, you still have time to watch it in your feed right now. Same YouTube link. Turn on those notifications so you don't miss a second. Also, Buckets is a part of that show. We'll get Martin's picks here in a moment. So many of you excited in the chat this morning as we're getting going here. I see a lot of you who asked me about the golf. The golf was great. Thank you for asking. A lot of you in there. Continue to hit that like button. Now, Mike Barner, I know what you're thinking. You listen to Martin Green talk, and you're like, yes, I am not as smart as some other people in this world. I feel the same way. Good morning, sir. How are you?
Yeah, good morning. There's 3 icons on this show, and then there's me. So, following Martin, it's not easy. But I'm happy
nobody ever wants to do it, but somebody has to do it.
I'm here.
And now
that's me.
You are here, and that's very, very important. Speaking of here, this man's been here since day one. Literally. Maestro, Larry Harstein. Good morning, sir.
Coach, it is great to have you back. Let's do it.
All right, let's get into it. Storylines that could affect the betting lines today. And did I tell you the Champions League game today, Villarreal, Liverpool, leg number 2 is on Paramount Plus? It is. We have a Champions League episode in your feed right now, but we want to double down. Bring Martin in on the show. So, Martin W. Green today, when I look at it, does Villarreal have a chance? And if they do, is there a name that I need to watch?
You need to watch out for Gerard Moreno, Coach. The Villarreal star striker is reportedly fit, and he's going to spearhead the Villarreal attack in this game, which is big news for Villarreal because he was missing for the first leg last week. Most of you watched it, I'm sure. It was a performance totally devoid of ambition from Villarreal, as I mentioned on our Champions League show. 26% of possession, 1 shot on goal, 0 shots on target. They were completely destroyed by Liverpool. It could have been heavier than 2-0, but Liverpool only have a 2-goal advantage. And now Villarreal need to try to overturn that deficit. They need to display a lot more attacking endeavour if they're going to overturn it. And fans really hope that Moreno is the guy that could make the difference. He's a quality player. The Spanish reporters were trying to goad Liverpool manager Jurgen Klopp in this week's press conference. They were reminding him that he's never won a game on Spanish soil. And one of them asked him if he feels like the job's already done, seeing as they're 2-0 up. But he said, no, Gerard Moreno's back. It's only half time. We've still got to take this game really seriously. And I found that quite encouraging as a handicapper because in the last round, he rested loads of players for the second leg game. But his comments suggest that he's taking this one seriously. As I mentioned in the Champions League show, you really want to wait and see the starting lineups before betting on this game. But if he plays his strongest team, Liverpool really should win it. Villarreal are going to have to push forward and try to create chances for Moreno, which is going to leave gaps at the back for the likes of Mane, Salah, and all of Liverpool's world-class forwards to exploit. So I think this could actually play into Liverpool's hands, and we could still see another away win despite the return of Moreno. But we'll be breaking down the picks a little bit later in the show.
I love it. Oh, my goodness. All that good stuff. Educate and entertain. That's what we do here at the show. Martin W. Green, thank you very much. By the way, we may have stumbled on 2 of our new nicknames here at the show. They want Martin's picks to be called the Green Machine Pick of the Day. What do you think, Martin? You like that?
Love it. I'm all over that. Yeah, let's do it.
Now, as far as Mikey, there, I think a lot of people are like, Mikey B, it's nice. What do you think about Magic Mike? Magic Mike.
Wow. Hey,
oh.
It's not the first time I've been called that, Coach, you know?
yeah, I can only imagine. All right. So we had one Champions League storyline, but the NBA playoffs are off and rolling into the semifinals, and we're here for it. I've loved the playoffs so far, but the Celtics, they got smacked in the face after game 1, and they're back at it, backs against the wall, and you can't possibly think that if the defensive player of the year in the entire NBA can't go, that's not good for the Celtics. Mike Barner, talk to me.
Yeah, the big news heading into game 2 is Marcus Smart. I'm going to try an accent since I'm following Martin. Marcus Smart is questionable for game 2. He had a rough game 1. He first suffered a shoulder injury. He came back in the game from that. Then he had a quadriceps injury. That's what has him officially listed as questionable for game 2. He stayed in the game after suffering that injury until the score got out of hand. He was clearly laboring. He's one of the toughest players in the league. So although he's officially listed as questionable, I expect him to play tonight. The question is how effective he'll be. Boston clearly needs him to avoid that 0-2 hole.
There is no question about it. They absolutely have to have Marcus Smart on the court.
Yeah.
But again, how much can he go? That is the question. All right, we will get back to our NBA plays in a second. But baseball, that's really started getting going. I'm really enjoying the season so far. But when we look at it, there's so many different ways to bet. Overs, unders, totals, all that kind of stuff, which is the same thing. So, Maestro, what do you got for us today?
Well, did you notice yesterday, excuse me, that no game had double-digit runs? The highest score was a 5-4 game. Now, odds makers have adjusted downward, so unders only went 5-3, but they're still continuing to cash at over 57%. And, you know, our colleague David Sampson, former president of the Marlins, here on CBS, he does a great podcast called Nothing Personal. He said the ball is not going to change. He said Major League Baseball does not want the game to keep becoming home runs and strikeouts, and that's it. They want more balls in play, and they want hitters to adjust. And I don't know that hitters are going to adjust. I think we're going to keep seeing a lot of low scores. Today we have 6 totals at 7 and another total at 6.5. Yesterday we had a total of 6, which used to be unheard of outside of, you know, something like Kershaw versus Scherzer or 2 aces. So we are definitely continuing this under trend.
You know what I've actually done, Maestro, is sometimes I'll look because I still think it's a double-header game when I see that over 6. Like they're only playing 7 innings. And we don't even have that anymore this year. I mean, I'm like, it's so bizarre to see it over 6.5 for a 9-inning game. It really, really is. Great storyline by you. Keep your eye on that. Be very, very careful when you're betting those overs, especially right now as we're just getting into the second month of the season. All right, those are our storylines. Time to get into our board. But first, we got to take a little break here at the show. And we are back. All right, it is now time for our board for the day. And you saw how good of a day we had yesterday. We're going to get right back at it today. 3 big plays from the site. We're going to start on the NHL, on the ice. Penguins and the Rangers, 7 p.m. They drop the puck. We're going to go Rangers money line, -130. Straight up, New York, 72% this season as a favorite. Rangers, straight up, against Pittsburgh, 75%. On the money line, all we got to do is win the game. -130, I'm here for it. Then, to the NBA for play number 2. You're going to give me 5 points and the Bucks, the defending champions. I don't care who they're playing. I don't care if they're playing on the moon. I'm taking the Milwaukee Bucks. And SportsLine backs me up at the site. Then we're going to go to the well again. I know Blue Jays cost us a nearly perfect day at the show yesterday, but come on. This is a proud team. It's a great team. and they think they are the World Series favorites. Tonight, they make a statement. We'll go Blue Jays minus 135 over the Yankees. Those are our 3 plays. Now, my cappers are chomping at the bit. They're like, it's like the Kentucky Derby this week and just ready to get out of the stalls. But, Mikey, Maestro, you're going to have to wait just a second because we have to tip our cap to the man who's been cashing soccer ticket after soccer ticket after soccer ticket. But I got yelled at yesterday on social media. Coach, it's football. It's football. So, Martin W. Green, could you please give us your football picks today, sir? The floor is yours.
I certainly can, Coach. Huge football game taking place in south of Spain in Villarreal. I've built it already. It's on Paramount Plus. Going to be a really exciting game. It was a little bit dull last week because Villarreal were ultra defensive, but they just cannot afford to do that anymore. If they play just like that, they won't score and they'll be crashing out. So they're going to need to commit men forward, display a bit of ambition, and try to win this game. Abandon that ultra cautious approach. Try to feed in balls for Gerard Moreno to score. It's going to be interesting to see if they can breach Liverpool's defence because Liverpool's defence is very strong. And Liverpool have Thiago Alcantara pulling the strings in midfield, putting in through balls for Liverpool's very, very quick forwards. So I think Liverpool should have a lot of joy on the counter-attack in this game. So I'm sticking with my pick of Liverpool to win and over 1.5 goals. Got minus 105 on that. Just really think Liverpool win, but I will wait to see the starting lineups, which are published an hour before the game, just to make sure that Jurgen Klopp has gone with his strongest team. I believe he will, but it's worth just waiting. The other game is, well, I'm going for a game which takes place in the Championship. So,
okay.
Yeah, if you can indulge me for just a minute or two, Coach, to explain the situation there.
Please, yes.
Okay, so we have promotion to the Premier League is worth about $200 million to any club. So it always leads to a furious battle for promotion in the Championship, which is the division below the Premier League. So the teams that finish first and second, they qualify automatically. Fulham have already clinched first place. They're good. They won 7-0 yesterday. Bournemouth are in second, but they're just 3 points clear of Nottingham Forest, and they've only got 2 games left to play each. So this is a huge game between Bournemouth and Nottingham Forest tonight. Nottingham Forest have a better goal difference. So if they win, they leapfrog Bournemouth in the table and they grab that second place with just 1 round of fixtures remaining. So huge, huge game, everything at stake. And both of these teams are in great form. Bournemouth have banged in 10 goals in their last 4 matches, so they're going to be confident of getting on the score sheet in this one. However, Nottingham Forest have won 9 of their last 10 games. They've scored in all 9. It finished 2-1 to Bournemouth when the teams met earlier this season. So both teams to score. Your favourite bet, Coach, looks tempting once again today. So I've got both teams to score in that Bournemouth versus Nottingham Forest huge Championship game.
And that is what I am talking about. Jeremy in the chat says Martin can indulge us with as much information as possible. I say this all the time. You can go to the show and look at the recap page, but what did we do to get there? It's all about context. The last 45 seconds is what I'm always talking about. You got to understand while we're making a pick. Now you do. Now you understand the motivation and the emotion. See what I'm talking about, Mike Barner? You see how you get deep into that pick and you ask for permission. You ask for permission to indulge and talk a little bit longer. See how we do that? All right.
I see. Is it so relaxing to listen to Martin say Nottingham Forest? I mean, man.
I literally have like a replay on, you know, like you have that Calm app or that, you know,
Yeah.
I have the Martin Green app when I'm going to sleep at night. Oh, Villarreal, Liverpool. Yeah. So that's how
Fantastic.
Very good.
Focus on the breath, Coach. Deep breaths, deep breaths.
Very deep, very deep. All right. Now, we cannot take NBA below the notch that they are. Yes, Champions League. Did we mention it's on Paramount Plus today? Villarreal, Liverpool? I think we did. But the NBA playoffs, they've been terrific, my partner. I have loved every single second of it. And tonight's a big must-win for the Celtics. Where are you going today?
Yeah, it is a must-win for the Grizzlies, but I don't think they're going to win it. For my first of 2 picks for tonight, I'm going to go the Warriors money line, which is minus 130. They barely won game 1, but the scary part for the Grizzlies is they lost a game in which Steph Curry and Klay Thompson shot a combined 35.9% from the field. and Draymond Green only played 17 minutes before being ejected. I think this is another close game that comes down to the final minutes, but I like the Warriors to go up 2-0 before the series shifts to their home arena, and that essentially will end things for the Grizzlies. Second pick, staying in that same game, we're going to go Jaren Jackson Jr. over 7.5 rebounds at plus 105. When I was getting ready to submit my show picks, this line was actually 6.5 rebounds at minus 128 odds at the over on FanDuel. I locked that in at that point. It since jumped. I still like the over here at plus odds. Jackson had 10 rebounds in game one. He played the Warriors twice during the regular season. He had at least 8 rebounds in both games. The Warriors like to play small, so that should help him considerably. The only thing that ever concerns me with Jackson and these kinds of props is he does sometimes get into foul trouble. I think he avoids against these small lineups. And again, since we've got plus odds, I don't mind taking a chance on the over 7.5 rebounds.
And I feel like, Mikey, that when he scores a lot, he had a huge game in game one, that also helps him on the boards because he plays with a lot more energy, a lot more emotion. Do you see the same thing?
Yeah, definitely. And when he's going like that, and that's another thing, the Grizzlies won that game with him having a monster scoring performance, which is not usually the case for him. I think Jackson, foul trouble is key for him. And in this small lineup, I don't think he's going to get into the foul trouble.
Yeah. And Draymond Green, by the way, you played against half of them, and you still lost. And he's going to be back in the – by the way, who hosts a podcast after they get thrown out of a game live the same night? That's the world we're living in now. That's what is. Now, when you let Martin W. Green talk a little bit longer, somebody has to talk shorter. That's going to be me. Cash out with the coach today, very simple. Rockies, great at home. Nationals, they're terrible. Minus 140, anything less than minus 150. The Rockies, we're just banking them, and we're moving on down the road. That's my pick for today. We're going to get right back on the horse. See how quickly you can do that? Now, for those of you who are brand new, and so many people in the chat just firing it up, thank you. Hit that like button. Then you know that the last spot in the show, it's coveted, and it is for one man. And when you're in this spot when he's not here, it's a lot of pressure. It's a lot of pressure. But when he is here, it feels like home. Maestro, the floor is yours.
All right, well, we're going back to the well, and that is, of course, to play against the Cincinnati Reds. They're in Milwaukee. The Brewers got shut out on Sunday. I think they're going to be in an angry mood. They've had a day off. So have the Reds. The Reds got embarrassed in Colorado. They dropped 3 pop-ups in 1 inning. They're 3-19. They've slashed the payroll. They have a bunch of guys in the bullpen who should not be in the majors. They have Tyler Mahle starting, who's decent this year, 6.45 ERA, but he's decent against Brandon Woodruff. On the run line, you can get this at plus 105. Brewers minus 1.5 runs. I mean, the Reds are last in ERA, run differential, OPS, pretty much every category. And I did see somewhere where somebody said they've played better than their record. They should be 5-17, not 3-19. So they've been a bit unlucky. But let's go back to the well. Lay it with the Brewers.
You're damn right. Minus 120. By the way, somebody in the chat asked me about the Rockies run line. Would I play it? It's minus 140. You don't need to play the run line. If it was like something crazy, I would say yes. But no. But I love the Brewers run line. Bring that down to minus 120.
Of course, and I should point out that actually the number that I posted on SportsLine was a bad number. You can get that run line at plus 105 because they announced the pitching change from Gutierrez to Mahle. So it's cheap. It's plus 105 to lay 1.5 runs.
A man of the people. A man of the people. Jairi in the chat says, haven't heard you got your marching orders in ages, coach. Give it to us strong today. We'll see. We're up against it. Grab your paper, grab your pencil. Here is the recap, courtesy of AB on the 1s and the 2s. Maestro, Brewers run line, the guru. Parlay that Liverpool, a little over 1.5. Let's go 2-0. We're happy. 3-0. We'd be happy with that too. Bournemouth, Nottingham. That's in the England Championship. Where you find it on your sportsbook, minus 125 BTTS. As he said, you guys know it's my favorite bet to make. Then Mikey B, Warriors on the money line. You had your chance, Memphis, and you blew it. Now this one's going to end very quickly, probably in 5. Then Jaren Jackson Jr. over 7.5 rebounds. He was dominant in game 1, we believe, and Mikey believes he'll be dominant again tonight. Then cashing with the coach today, Rockies money line minus 140. Then from SportsLine itself, Bucks plus the 5, Blue Jays on the money line. Rangers on the money line. Now, AB, show your face. All right, now we got a little issue here. So people have noticed that you've got a little haircut, starting to get in better shape, starting to really work out, and a couple of things. some people have brought it to my attention that since you got to host a few extra shows last week, that maybe, just maybe, you're gunning for my spot. Would that be true?
Well, Coach, I'll tell you this. It is absolutely not true. And if that were to happen, let me tell you what would happen at the alarms here at the SportsLine office. No chance. All right. Nobody's replacing the coach. That's impossible to happen. We're just happy to be in the spot that we are.
Well, then why did you send me a text as Martin W. Green was talking? And I'm going to read, Martin, what he said to me as you were talking. He says, this is true, Mike Barner. This is true. He says, why did he just talk about me on the show? I am not devoid of ambition. I'm like, what? What? He was talking about Villarreal. You are not devoid of ambition, AB.
Well, I know, right? And I was going to say, that text is not for me because it used the word devoid. So, yeah.
All right.
Hey, great show, boys.
AB. Thanks, man. Appreciate you, brother. He is so funny. He's so proud of himself, too. He's got the new offices. Noah give him all this little new toys to play with. AB, oh, he's getting out of control. All right. You guys asked for it. You know, it's my favorite thing to do. We grind every day, but damn it, this is fun. If you're not having fun, then you don't need to be here. But there's only one thing left to do. Did we mention Champions League, Paramount Plus, Villarreal, Liverpool? Yeah, it's on today, 3 p.m. Eastern. You've got your marching orders. See, I didn't even throw the first part in. Let's take all of these tickets straight to the pay window. For my entire crew, I love them all. Mikey B, the Guru, Martin W. Green, the Maestro, and of course, AB on the ones and the twos. Putting it all together here at the brand. I'm the coach. You want to have fun? You want to be included? You want to learn a little bit along the way? Right here. 7 days a week, 365 days a year. We call it the Early Edge. Good luck.